Right. My name is Tom Lockett.
Ray Jackson. Curtis Jones. Kevin Moore.
Starlina Young.
Steve Washington. AC drummer.
Fronted by Steve Washington with Starlina Young and Curtis Jones as backing singers, this group sprang out of the Ohio-based funk band Slave. They recorded several albums in the late 1970s and early 1980s, the most of which were released on Salso. The group helped propel the label into the 1980s by creating danceable tunes with synthesizers and programmed rhythms. While the majority of Salso's early albums featured intricate string arrangements, live instrumentation, and booming disco foundations. The centerpiece of today's video is all about Aurra. Now before we start, let's be sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and push that notification bell to be sure you won't miss out on any more content. Now, without further ado, let's cue that intro. In 1979, this story began as a side project of the funk band Slave. Steve Washington organized Aurra as a family affair, filling out the group's lineup with various friends and members of the Slave Road crew. At times, Aurra's troops numbered in the dozens. In addition to Washington, Young, and Jones, Aurra's members were Mark Adams, Steve Arrington, Charles Siddell Carter, Philip Field, Buddy Hanks Henderson, Jennifer Ivory, Tom Lockett, William Young, and Mike Young. Aurra first signed with Dream Records and subsequently with Salzo Records. Philip Field, a composer and keyboardist best known for his work with MOTOWN, eventually joined the group.
Little though you may know, part of this group was once part of Slave. And Slave got too big, I think. There was like 47 people in the band. No. And they kind of branched off and have obviously done very well now.
During the early 1980s, the group found success with hits such as Are You Single, which peaked number 16 on the US Billboard Hot R&B charts, Checking You Out, and Make Up Your Mind.
When I'm the only one who really loves you.
The last of which became the group's biggest US hit under the Aurra moniker, reaching number 6 on the R&B chart and number 71 on the pop chart. Their self-titled 1980 debut was actually released on Dream, a subsidiary of Salzo, but their next 3 albums, 1981's Send Your Love, 1982's A Little Love, and 1983's Live and Let Live were released on Salzo. Around the time Live and Let Live was conceived and released, financial matters began to cause turmoil within the group. Young and Jones grew increasingly distrustful of Washington, and the tension became so great that a frustrated Washington left and offered to sell Aurra's trademark to Young and Jones. Legal disputes with Washington over the name Aurra led to the breakup of the band's main members, Jones and Young, who began recording under the name Deja. Deja made their Virgin Records debut with Serious in 1987, which was produced in large part by the time member Monte Moore. This CD included You and Me Tonight, from the group's Aurra days, which introduced American fans to the song for the first time. You and Me Tonight peaked at number 2 on the US Billboard R&B chart before crossing over to the mainstream charts, where it peaked at number 54, making it the highest charting single by any Aurra associated group. Meanwhile, Starlina Young decided to leave to pursue a solo career and was replaced by Misty Day. Her replacement came in time to record Deja's follow-up album, Made to Be Together, which was released in 1989, with the Teddy Riley produced title track becoming a minor R&B hit. According to Young, the group broke up due to management's issues.
Are you still with Deja?
No, no.
Oh, really?
We broke
So
up.
that is
we
no
broke
more.
Up. No, we broke up about, it actually was right after That's Where You'll Find Me. I mean, yeah, That's Where You'll Find Me, right after that. And God, it was right after it, after we did the video. And
What
so
happened?
that's been almost 3 years. Well, I would like to say, make a long story short, the business, was actually management, that really, I would say, that broke us up. It wasn't, it was very unexpected. I didn't expect it at all. It was rough because that was my baby, and I had so many dreams for Deja, things that I wanted to do with it. It was doing very well. We took off immediately.
I mean, were you worried about what was going to happen to Starlina at
Very
that
much,
point?
very much. Because the ultimate thing that I wanted to do was to do my solo. But I didn't expect it to happen so soon. And then next thing I knew, I was just rushed into it. That was, I knew I wasn't going to do another duet. I knew I wasn't going to do another group because I'd, gone through that.
Yeah.
That was all the goals that I had accomplished was in the past, and I wanted to go on from there. And I expected to be well into Deja, maybe the third album, going into the third album by now, but it happened, and you have to just flow with it, roll with the punches.
Washington ended up keeping the name allegedly after Young and Jones failed to follow through on the offer and recorded an Aurra record for Quest with new membership, including former Bride of Funkenstein, Sheila Horn, and Chaka Khan's sibling Mark Stevens. Thanks to the legal protestations of Young and Jones, the record never saw the light of day. Young split from Jones in 1988 and went solo. She released an album in 1991 and also did background vocal work for her husband, Cool, and the Gang's JT Taylor. Jones continued DJ with Musty Day and released a second album under that name. In 2013, Family Groove Records recovered the lost tapes for the unreleased fifth Aurra album, Satisfaction. Originally recorded in 1984, the direction of the album was supervised by Steve Washington, Amuka Kelly, also known as Sheila Horn Washington, and Daniel Barine. In 2015, Family Groove Records released Body Rock album. In 2019, Aurra's second album as Deja, the long out of print Made to Be Together, was released to digital and streaming platforms. Now, before we go, I have a question for you all. What is your favorite song from Aurra?